Well, Joe, that was some stirring victory out there.
It was a fantastic 3 points, and in a place where it's always hard. It's hard to get 3 points, and it didn't look as likely in the second half. It was wave upon wave of attack at the start of it, and then once they got the penalty, you're thinking, well, it's going to sort of happen again, which happened to us last year when we were 1-0 up and sort of got beat. But there's a lot of character building in this group and a lot of spirit, and the lads deserve a lot of credit. Come back and snatch the win.
As you say, it was a real battle of attrition at times.
Yeah, I suppose it was a very good game to watch. Sort of when you're on the sideline, you don't quite sort of take that in. You just want to win the game so much. So, but I thought that we had a good start in the game. Ollie had a good header from a corner, which was well saved, and they did come into it. But it's as I said, it's a very tough place to win here. They can really hem you in the home end, waves of attack, crosses and shots and corners, and there's a lot of defending to be done. You've got to be stand up and be counted here, and thankfully tonight our players stood up fantastically and were counted fantastically well. So it's a big 3 points for us, there's no doubt about it.
You probably scored the first goal at the perfect time, because you say they were getting on top and it quietened things down again.
That's right, yeah. I thought we made the better start at the two teams, but they did then get on top of us, and they played sort of a narrow midfield four, which was causing us a problem really, with Liam coming in off the line and Carl Bennett coming in off the line, and they were getting a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, and getting a lot of shots in. We were able to get a lot of blocks in, but we wanted to counter-attack more efficiently. Our first pass out was a bit too long and not accurate enough. We needed to settle in terms of intercepting the ball and pass our way out a little bit, and even in the second half it was wave upon wave of attacks. We looked like we came through it and got some possession, and but I always thought we looked like we could score a goal. So you cannot underestimate the performance and the ability to win at the Memorial Ground, because it's such a tough place to come.
Now, there's always views about penalties. What was yours?
Well, again, it's a long way for me to see, but before I came out I spoke to Ronan, and he feels pretty harshly done by it. He feels he headed the ball and it's brushed down his chest a little bit. So having said that, there was a large cry from the crowd, and our players didn't seem to put much of a... They didn't seem to get onto the ref too much, I didn't think. So we'll have to see it again to be sure. But having said that, from his point of view, so the disappointment of the penalty being given, and so the character that he showed then and the composure to anticipate a flick from Brett and get on the end of it and score is fantastic for him to come back. Shows a lot about what Ronan Curtis is all about.
Yeah, Brett came on and changed it.
Yeah, he did fantastically well. He's got a lot of experience. Really good goal scorer, as we know. But he came on, held the ball up, won some headers, drew some free kicks, led the line well, and I'm really pleased for him to come on and make an impact like he did.
Wasn't over even then, because McGilvray had to make one tremendous save.
Yeah, and you're expecting it. That's how it is here. Even though it was 10 men and 2-1 and the things were going our way, you just knew that they were going to get a big chance, and they did. And it was a fantastic save. Craig seemed to be falling backwards at the time as well when he's got his right hand to it and to keep it out. So, and one of the best things about tonight is just the sort of the chemistry between the players and the supporters and the link between the two. You can feel a bond sort of forming and a lot of spirit forming and a lot of belief forming, and I think overall that's one of the biggest things to come from tonight.
If you're to be harsh, and it's difficult to be so, but was the ball coming back too quickly for your liking?
It was, and we were looking to try to, like I said earlier, sort of efficiently counter-attack with some more shorter passes. It's very tough. They build up a lot of pressure here, and nobody wants to quite make a mistake and dwell on the ball, and therefore the ball goes back to front too quick. And it's only because players don't want to make any errors and be the one that makes a mistake. But we do have enough quality in the team to actually be a bit steadier, pick a pass, relax a little bit, keep possession and pass our way up the pitch, as well as going back to front. There's always a bit of back to front, but we need to sort of pass our way up the pitch a little bit better. And when we do that on Saturday in the home game against Oxford and tonight, when we have actually done that, we actually look a real potent force as well, because we've got the ability to do it, and the belief and the confidence that the results are bringing, I predict we'll see some better quality football from us.
It was 10 men. Lyons had a lively couple of minutes, scored a penalty, and then he's off the field. Did you see much of that tackle?
No, but once again, I just thought Graham, the referee, was right on top of it straight away. He seemed to have no hesitation, and once that is the case, you sort of feel that it's sort of the right decision. I didn't feel their players put up much of a fight either in terms of this decision being made, and our players did. Our players' reaction was like instantly. It looked like a real bad challenge. It was right in front of us. So I think Graham's made the right call. Brett thought, I think there was a bit of feeling with Brett having played with Bristol City, and I think it sort of stemmed from that a little bit. But it was a strong challenge against him. He said he got caught in the face and he got caught high up on his leg, and so I think it was the right decision.
Matt Clark looked a bit like Terry Butcher out there in the second half.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And there was one fan after he's got bandaged up. There was one absolutely brilliant header from him where apparently the physio saying he's really got a really deep cut in there, and but just he's a warrior and he's a great player, and he's played fantastically well so far this season. So hopefully there's nothing that's going to keep him out for Saturday at Doncaster. Both
him and Watmore seem to have a great central defence understanding.
They do, and then there's been games, obviously the Luton game, and tonight at times where they've really had to stand firm. They have to stand up, be counted, get their blocks in, win their headers. They're young players, but they've got natural defenders, and they're desperate to get a block in. They're desperate for the other team not to score, and there are no slouches on the ball either. Their distribution is really good, and particularly Matt Clark can carry the ball out as well as anyone in this division and maybe the division above. And Jack's got good distribution as well, so there's a lot to build on for the future.